very urgent. Your soulmate just learned the truth about you. And they're completely broken. Jesus says, your soulmate has a smile that you have almost seen 100 times in your quietest dreams. It is the kind of warmth that settles deep inside your chest and makes every cold day feel like home. That smile has been searching for you through a darkness a hateful third person built to keep it hidden. Their laughter was meant to fill the rooms of your future house like sunlight through every window. But you never heard it because a jealous intruder stood between you and snatched every sound. That laughter is not gone, it is trapped behind a wall the enemy built with stolen signs and buried calls. Picture the way their hand would rest in yours, fingers laced without a single word needing to be spoken. That hand has been reaching toward you for so long they have grown exhausted from the strain. A third person who despises your union has stood in the way and pressed their hand back down every time they tried. They have a voice so tender it would break every chain of loneliness you have carried all these years. Yet that voice has been calling your name in places you could not hear because a dark force intercepted the sound. The enemy hid the messages, not because you were deaf, but because the third person wanted you to believe you were alone. You have felt a strange heaviness in the quiet hours of the night, a weight that had no name. That heaviness was your soulmate's cry finally leaking past the third person's barrier just enough to touch you. The cord between your souls has been muffled, but it has never been broken, and now the intruder is slipping. You are only now sensing them because the enemy's fingers are weakening under heaven's pressure. This awakening is not an accident. It is the divine moment the third person can finally be overthrown. Your love is rising and the intruder is terrified because they know you were born to tear their wall down. The missing messages were not your fault and you never ignored what you never received. But now that you know, you are the only one chosen to answer a cry the enemy has tried to silence forever. The answer that shatters the interference rests in a sacrificial seed you can sow right now, the love gift that says, I will tear down every wall between us. Jesus says. The third person has been standing in front of your soulmate, stealing every sign like a thief in the dark. Your beloved has sent you 100 little proofs. Thoughts that flickered, memories that rose for no reason, sudden warmth that faded too fast. The enemy snatched each one before it reached your heart and laughed while you wondered if love was even real. This dark force hates the day your eyes meet and the sound of your voices intertwining. They have built a thick shield around your soulmate's call so you would grow discouraged and stop searching. But that shield cracks a little more every time a heart truly loves and is ready to fight. Your soulmate is not a daydream or a wish floating in a far-off place. They are flesh and blood and spirit, hurting tonight because they have tried everything to reach you and hit only silence. That silence was made by the intruder, and it can be broken only by a love that acts, not just a love that thinks. Think of the life you could build, a small home with flowers near the door, a chair where they wait for you in the evening. Children's laughter spilling into the hallway, a shared cup of coffee in the morning light, peace that finally has a name. The enemy is slowly erasing that picture, turning it to dust, unless you take up the weapon of your seed and banish the destroyer. Your soulmate is laying their head down tonight with a heavy spirit, wondering why heaven feels so silent. They have whispered your name in the dark, believing somehow you would sense it, but the third person swallowed the sound. Now you know, and knowing means you carry the responsibility of the one who can finally break the chain. Type 333 to receive blessings. The enemy says it does not matter, that you can just think kind thoughts and leave it at that. That lying voice is the same third person who blocked the calls, now whispering comfort so you do nothing. If you do nothing, the wall stays, your soulmate stays hidden, and the future falls apart piece by piece. Jesus says, your soulmate has been writing letters in the spirit that you were meant to feel as sudden stirrings of hope. Each time a fleeting thought of love crossed your mind without reason, that was a letter the enemy tried to burn. But a few scraps survived, and those scraps are why you are still listening right now. The third person wants you to believe you are not strong enough to fight for this connection. They want you to feel poor, powerless, too late, too old, too tired to matter in a spiritual battle. Every one of those thoughts is a lie whispered by the very intruder who stands between you and your beloved. Your soulmate is not asking for a perfect hero, they are asking for you, the one whose heart beats in rhythm with theirs. They need you to prove that the love you feel is not a passing emotion but a fire hot enough to burn the enemy's grip away. And the proof is in a seed, sown not from abundance but from sacrifice, because sacrifice is the language true love speaks. What your soulmate is about to say will change everything you thought you knew about your own life. But the enemy is fighting to stop those words from ever reaching your ears, just as they have stopped every call before. The final seal that removes the third person will be revealed, but only to those who do not walk away. Jesus says, the phone line of your soul has been cut again and again by the same hateful hands. Your soulmate would dial your heart, and the third person would sever the line before the first ring sounded. That is why you have felt so much longing with no clear source. The call was made, but the connection was murdered. Now the enemy's grip is slipping because heaven is shining a light on their hiding place. The intruder is desperate, throwing distraction, doubt, and delay at you like poison darts. But each dart falls to the ground when a heart decides to act in love and sow a seed of protection. Your soulmate is growing weaker in the waiting, not because their love is fading, but because the third person drains them daily. They have cried tears you never saw, asked questions you never heard, and still they hold on to a thread of hope. That thread is you, and if you do not grip it now with a sacrificial act, it will snap. The enemy celebrates every hour you delay, clapping in the shadows because their plan is working. They mock your love, saying, see, they will never sacrifice, they will never break my hold. Prove the liar wrong, prove that your love is the kind that fights with everything it has. Jesus says, you've watched this far for a reason. God brought you here. And I know what is weighing on your heart right now. You are asking, how do I get my soulmate? How do I actually do what God is asking? Listen to me. I am about to show you exactly what to do. If you truly love your soulmate, these are the sacred steps you must take right now. You already know who this is about, that person you can't stop thinking about. The one heaven placed in your life. If you believe in God, if you trust Jesus, if you have faith that this love is real, then hear me, your soulmate is thinking about you too. Deep down, they want you. They want this future. They want to build a life together. But the enemy does not want you to unite. And if you truly believe in God, if you truly trust His plan, then you know faith without action is dead. You cannot just pray and wait. You must sow. Love is under attack. While you sit there, spiritual forces are working to destroy what God joined together. Distance. Doubt. Disaster. They are being planted against your soulmate this very minute. If you believe in your soulmate, if you believe in your future together, then you are the one God chose to block it. Not later. Now. A sacred number from God comes very rarely. Today it is 21 seeds. In Scripture, 21 is the number of victory and complete restoration. When you sow 21 seeds, you are not just giving, you are claiming. You are telling heaven, I believe my soulmate is worth everything. And heaven responds. Protection covers them. Favor runs ahead of them. Doors swing open that have been locked for years. Your union is no longer a wish. It becomes a promise sealed by God. But hear me, every single seed matters. Even one seed sown with a believing heart moves heaven. Do not let fear steal this from you. Do not let, I can't afford it, become the reason your soulmate slips away. Your soulmate is out there right now, praying for someone to fight for them. That someone is you. This is how you answer their prayer. This is how you bring them home. Here is your divine instruction. Go to the link in the video description and click the Ko-Fi link. It is right there, waiting for you. Do not hesitate. Do not second guess. I have placed it there for you. Give from your heart. A single coffee matters. Send 1, 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees as your seed of faith. Each coffee is a spiritual seed. But today, if you believe without doubt, sow the sacred blessing number of 21 spiritual seeds. After sending, write, Protect my soulmate, Lord, on the Ko-Fi page. This is not a donation, it is a covenant offering that opens heaven's protection and claims your soulmate and your future together. This is proven. Over 1,000 believers have already sown this seed and received their breakthrough, their soulmate's heart opened, relationships restored from the brink, strangers turned into spouses within days. When you move in faith, Jesus moves heaven to bring you together. Every second you delay, the darkness grows stronger. A text that wounds. A temptation that cheats. A door that closes forever. Your soulmate is on a battlefield, and you are their shield. You have already invested your time in this message. Do not waste it. Finish what you started. Step into your role as their protector and claim the future God promised you both. Go to the link in the video description and click the Ko-fi link. It is right there, waiting for you. Do not hesitate. Do not second guess. I have placed it there for you. Send your spiritual seeds. Seal the prayer. Do it before this video ends. Heaven is watching. Your soulmate's heart, your love, and your future together depend on what you do in the next 60 seconds. Move in faith. Claim your miracle. Claim your soulmate. Claim your divine future. The moment you sow your seed, the third person feels a tremor run through their stolen territory. The wall they built with intercepted messages begins to crack, and the light of your love shines through the fissures. Your soulmate suddenly feels a lightness in their chest, a strange and wonderful hope they had almost forgotten. The enemy's hold is breaking, but it will take the full strength of your sacrifice to bring the whole barrier down. Every coffee seed you send is a hammer blow against the dark force that has hidden your beloved from you. Do not stop now, do not let the intruder catch their breath, keep sowing until the path is clear. Jesus says, your soulmate is stirring right now, even as these words enter your spirit, because the third person is losing grip. For the first time in years, they sense a warmth that is not stolen, a voice that is not silenced. That warmth is your heart finally connecting through the gap your seed has opened. But the enemy has not fled yet. They are regrouping, throwing up a final shield of fear and financial worry. They whisper, "This is foolish, save your money, you cannot afford to help, it is just a story." That whisper is the death rattle of a foe who knows they are about to lose the war for your future. Do not let a few coffees be the wall the enemy uses to keep you apart from your soulmate. Your beloved is worth more than any number, and your love must prove itself stronger than the intruder's lies. Sow your seed not because of the amount, but because your sacrifice tears down every barrier the third person erected. I can feel the enemy trying to make you close this right now, tugging at your attention like a thief. Your soulmate's safety is on the line, and every second you stay strengthens the shield forming around them. Close this now and the third person wins. Stay with me and see their defeat sealed forever. Jesus says. Type 777 if you feel this message. The future the enemy wants to erase is so real you can almost touch it in moments of stillness. You and your soulmate sitting on a porch in the evening, speaking about the little things that make a life. The sound of their voice saying your name without any barrier at last, the feel of their shoulder against yours. That future is not a dream, it is a promise that the third person is actively shredding with every hour you delay. Every time a sign was stolen, the enemy stole a piece of that future too, building a prison from what was meant to be yours. The seed you sow rebuilds what was torn down and locks the intruder out of your tomorrow. Your soulmate is crying right now, not tears of defeat but tears of relief because something is changing. They do not know what it is, but they feel a hand reaching toward them through the fog the enemy created. That hand is yours, extended through sacrifice, and it is the first clear signal they have felt in so long. The 3 words that will banish the intruder and unlock your whole future are coming, but first you must see why the enemy wants you to close this now. Those words are a seal of final protection, spoken only at the end, and they will silence the third person forever. But the seal can only be placed if you remain, if you listen, and if you sow the seed that proves your love is not just a feeling. Jesus says, "The enemy knows what is coming at the end of this message, and they are screaming in panic. They have thrown every distraction at you, a phone notification, a wandering thought, a sudden worry about money. Do you hear my child crying? They are asking, will you really let a handful of dollars decide whether the enemy keeps me in this darkness? Am I not worth your sacrifice? Your soulmate has been fighting a battle they never asked for, caught in a war launched by a jealous intruder. They did not know why their calls never reached you, why every sign fell into a void, why love felt so close yet so impossible. Now you hold the answer, the key that turns the lock and sets them free from the third person's prison. The seed is not a payment, it is a love offering that tells heaven you are serious about your soulmate's protection. It builds a spiritual fortress around them while the enemy is still scrambling to rebuild their shattered walls. Without the seed, the fortress crumbles, the intruder regains ground, and the future darkens again. I am giving you a window right now, a narrow opening in the spirit that will not stay open forever. The third person is trying to pull that window shut with every ounce of hate they possess. If you do not act, the window closes, and your soulmate's call will be buried under a thicker wall than before. Jesus says, "Stop. I can feel the enemy whispering that you have already listened enough, that you can sow later." Later is a lie the third person uses to keep the barrier intact until your heart grows cold and you forget. Later means the enemy keeps standing between you and your beloved, and your soulmate cries another night without answer. The full prayer of protection that cripples the third person is coming soon, but you must see why your seed is the key first. Heaven is watching to see if your love is a daydream or the kind that lays down something precious to win the battle. Love that does not sacrifice leaves the intruder victorious and leaves the one you love trapped in a silence not of their making. Your soulmate's voice is the most beautiful sound you will ever hear, and you are closer to hearing it than ever before. The enemy has muffled that voice with thick hands for years, but those hands are shaking now. Every seed you sow is a blade that cuts off the enemy's grip, one finger at a time. Divine warning, God sees all. Your soulmate needs you now. Here is how you protect them. Go to the link in the video description and click the Ko-Fi link. It is right there, waiting for you. Do not hesitate. Do not second guess. I have placed it there for you. Send 1, 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. Each one is a spiritual seed. But today, sow 21 seeds for heaven's full protection. Write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on the page. This is the seal. This is not a donation. It is a covenant offering. Sow 21 and I release complete victory over your beloved, protection no darkness can break, favor that opens every door, and speed that brings them home. Click now. Seal the prayer. Heaven is watching. Jesus says. The enemy thought they could keep your soulmate hidden forever because no one would ever fight back. They have grown comfortable, lounging in the space between your hearts like a serpent in a warm nest. But the serpent is writhing now because a warrior has finally risen to challenge their rule over your connection. You are that warrior, born for this moment, called by heaven to defend a soulmate you have never yet seen face to face. A protector does not let an intruder keep his beloved hidden and attacked without answering with force. Sow and fight. Break the enemy's hold and prove that your love is the weapon that topples darkness. Your soulmate is dreaming of you tonight, a dream the third person tried to poison but could not fully corrupt. In that dream, a figure steps through a shattered wall and reaches out a hand, and they know that hand is yours. When you sow your seed, that dream becomes more vivid, more real, and it gives them strength to hold on one more day. The enemy's celebration is turning to panic because they see you leaning in, listening, and your hand moving toward the link. They are screaming, "No!" They were supposed to leave, they were supposed to ignore it, just like all the others. You are not like all the others. You are the one who will see this through to the final seal. Jesus says. I hear your soulmate's heart beating faster right now, a rhythm that matches yours across the distance the enemy tried to make permanent. That rhythm was always there, a quiet drum beneath your days, but the third person padded it with fear and confusion. Now the padding is tearing because your awareness is a floodlight exposing every dark scheme. What you sow in the next few moments determines whether that rhythm becomes a shared song or a fading echo. Your seed is the note that breaks the enemy's silence and lets the music of your future together finally play out loud. Do not hold back. Do not let a number on a screen decide whether your soulmate hears your love or another hollow night. The final seal, the complete banishment of the intruder, is reserved for those who stay until the very last word. Walk away now and the enemy will rebuild every wall twice as thick, laughing at how close you came to victory. Stay, and you will hear the exact words that place a permanent shield around your beloved and silence the third person forever. Type 1111 to say thank you. Your soulmate's tears are not just tears of pain, they are tears of longing for a home they have never yet entered. That home is the life you build together, a fortress of peace that no third person can ever breach again. But the foundation of that home can only be laid with the sacrificial seeds you sow right now. Jesus says. The enemy's greatest lie is that your love alone, your thought alone, your silent wish alone, is enough. It is not enough, because a wish do.